Hey everyone, it's RINe. You might know me as Aya or Ten, and if you know my real name, please keep it to yourself. It'll be our little secret. We're back to play some more Slay the Princess. This will be our third playthrough. We've already gone and seen the whole whatever entity the princess becomes, or like her collective self as it were, twice. And we've given her I think it was like a hungry soul, and we gave her the gray, the deep soul. So, let's get started. Once again, we are returning to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
It feels like even if we do, it kind of will be the end of the world. There was like literally nothing. I didn't see a world that actually existed after we slayed her. Just saying. Alright, so these are the same as before. Let's try turning around and leaving.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Alrighty then. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't. I guess we'll see. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I am not going to the cabin. I'm pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Gonna walk in the opposite direction now. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Oh, I just realized, like... No, I didn't realize anything. Is this... The little thing on the scroll bar, is that like a sword? Anyway... Sorry, got distracted. Let's see. I want to pick nope.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange.
Don't.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Oh dear. Let's try it one more time. Turn around again and leave again. Let's
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
So we have, I don't care, I'm not killing a princess. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this. Quietly continue down the path. Okay, I'm going to quietly continue down the path. I'm not gonna argue with the narrator about this.
Your silence is deafening. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
All right. I don't think that's gonna work if I... It's funny though. Alright, anyway. I don't want to prolong that for much longer, so... There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine.
There's always a choice. But let me tell you right now that you're making the correct decision for pretty much everyone.
I do believe that I have to meet with the princess so that I create some sort of experience with her and feed it to her hyperdimensional self or whatever, so let's go.
We can't just go through with this and listen to him. She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Anyway, into the cabin we go. We're gonna proceed. Okay, we have our beautiful, neat, very clean looking cabin.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So let's see who we wind up with this time. What is she gonna be like? Not great. She's probably gonna be distrustful. So you know what? We are not going to take the blade. We're gonna do this without taking the blade again.
Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
So this is like the first time. I think. She was sort of like that the first time we played. Alright, so... let's say hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
And down we go.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
The hero's always distracted but like that, isn't he?
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Let's try. I'll see what I can do. And we'll get to examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Well, it won't be the first time.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Alright, and if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key is still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can find something. Maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Alright, so we're going to ask the first question, and if there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas?
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Oh dear.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Okay, so this is the fated getting locked into the basement with the princess.
Is someone else here?
Alright, let's try to yell, "Hey, let me out of here."
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
I think I did that last time too. Whoops.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Or I die. We are going to try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Alright. Down we go.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
So during the first playthrough, I was actually able to go back up the stairs and get the blade, but at that point, the princess was also kind of agitated at me, and she slipped out from the chain. So here, we have something different going on. I wonder what now?
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
I don't blame her.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely
Whoa!
hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Holy! That happened so quickly, I'm sorry.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang of bouncing metal.
What? A sound from behind me?
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
We're going to try again. We're going to save the princess. We want to gain some trust or something. But I don't know. Will saving the princess wind up making it harder for us later? 'Cause I also don't want to be stuck in like eternity or whatever. That is boring. And we're only in the first chapter, for that matter. So we are going to save the princess. And we're going to wind up with perhaps another terrible experience. Let's find out.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
Little effort.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal. No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Huh.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
She was biting through her flesh. Oh man, I don't even...
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Okay, let's try to do that. Let's approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I can't just let her escape into the world.
Yeah, okay.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh boy. Well, before we tried to warn her. So, how about we warn her, but then we pick one of these the next time it comes up. So let's try that. We're going to warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Okay.
Your body
Whoa!
lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Man, even I was surprised.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Alright, so... there are so many different ways to go about this. Shall I pick the first one or the last one? Alright, we're going to pick the one before resisting. Let's try it.
Thank you.
There's no getting through to you right now, is there?
Oh boy.
A betrayal of will is still a betrayal. You'll regret thinking of me as a helpless damsel.
Okay.
She pounces on you with the same animal ferocity she used to tear through her arm. But you have a weapon. You raise the blade, digging it under her ribs, aiming directly for the heart. It's not enough to stop her. You feel her claws in your throat, then her teeth, somehow sharp enough to pull apart your flesh and sinew with ease.
Wow.
You collapse to the floor, your body unresponsive as your blood pools on the ground beneath you. She stares down at your ravaged form, eyes shining in the darkness, dress stained in red as her blood and yours both seep into the fabric. If we're lucky, the wound you managed to inflict will be enough to at least delay her escape from this place. If we're very lucky, it will kill her before she can reach the outside world. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, I think this time I might be able to do the chapter 2 in the same video as chapter 1, because that went very quickly. So here we go. Ooh, chapter 2, The Witch. I'm down with witch.
You're
We
on
got
a
cool
path
stuff.
in the woods.
Yeah, I think that I'm quite partial to witches. Like, stuff like, what's the name in English? Like Revolutionary Girl Utena. And she's the Rose Bride and also a witch. And then, I like Jade Harley from Homestuck. She's the Witch of Space. I think witches are great. Okay, anyway. Alright, so... Okay, we're gonna try, but I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again? Because that is kind of new. Like, we've already done... I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this already happened? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here? She's going to kill me again. Proceed to the cabin, turn around and leave. So we're going to say this one.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
This is definitely not the very
if he
first
doesn't remember
time.
what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Yep, here we go again.
Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
Ooh, the voice of the opportunist. Alrighty.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
No, we can't really trust the narrator or the princess at certain times, and it's a matter of figuring all that out. Alright. We're gonna turn around and leave.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Ooh, that's different. I like it. Alright, so we're gonna proceed to the cabin. The narrator didn't hear her, like, hyper-dimensional form talking about her completion. Very interesting.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
Oh, goodness gracious. I know someone who will lie and cheat. That sounds like this guy. Anyway, proceed into the cabin.
The interior
Whoa.
of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This is awesome.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. What if... Alright, you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Approach the mirror, take the blade, enter the basement. What if we just leave all of that other stuff behind? We just go into the basement.
No blade. Hope you know what you're getting us into.
Let's find out.
It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
I don't know what I'm doing. I definitely do not know what I am doing. Like, lies and lies. Alright.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Wow. Interesting.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favour.
Maybe.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Her voice can skitter. I mean, I thought that all of these descriptions of, like, the way that her voice carries in the air are fascinating. Like, it's always described as some sort of, like, physical movement rather than a vocal movement.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I mean, we can get different kinds of witches for that matter. We can get a good witch, or we can get like a bad witch. We could get the kind of witch that is nice and harmless, or we could get a witch that maybe is like the one from Hansel and Gretel that wants to eat kids. So let's find out. How do I know I'm not nasty? We're going to say hello. Yeah, we can say I'm not nasty, we can say hello, or we just say nothing. So hello it is. We like our greetings.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Yeah, they're always pretty vengeful when we come down here, right? You know, the princess and all.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
I find that doubtful, but let's continue.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
Fascinating. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go.
You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Funny that.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
So the narrator doesn't want to go back, maybe, into... I don't know. I didn't complete my thought, though. Alright, so the narrator does seem to know that we can go to places where we have already met the princess. And he doesn't want to be in those places, I guess. He doesn't want to be in those situations again. Knowing that perhaps we have, in fact, like, there's truth to us saying, us and the voices, saying that, like, we've already died. Maybe. Something like that. I don't know if I'm communicating it right. Anyway, whatever.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
So I wonder if every time we meet a narrator, every time we start a chapter 1, this narrator is one whose world is somewhere out there in existence, and then they're like, dude, you have to go through some sort of trial. You're gonna commandeer someone and their body, and it's you versus the princess. If you slay her, your world gets to keep existing. And if you die, your world dies too. So maybe that's why the narrator was all happy when we did successfully slay the princess, even though we were just trapped in never-ending boredom. He was just happy knowing that his world hadn't ended. But we made a promise to the princess that we were going to share all kinds of experiences with her, or something. I don't know.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I get the sense you're not happy with me. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill. So why don't we talk it out? I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Can't you get out of those chains on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? I don't trust you. Not enough to free you, and definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. Let's apologize. I'm sorry about last time.
Ooh, smart. Let's apologize, get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice? You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
Alright, can't you get out of those chains? Can't you get out of those on your own? Those chains didn't stop you last time.
Oh, of course. They're nothing to me.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Good grief.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
She never has to be stopped unless we actually get here. But here we are. And, you know, the hyperdimensional version of her said, you can't just leave me, so we are going to do this. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's say, look, I know. Things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
How are we going to leave? Every time I've tried to leave with her, we wind up stabbing her in the back, and it gets not great. Like, I would love for us to work together, and then we can't because, like, the narrator decides to, like, do an override. Alright, I get the sense you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
Welp. I died last time. You didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you.
You were the one who tried to kill me when my back was turned. You were the one who started all of this. Only a poor loser twists their own failures around on the winner.
I mean, yeah, that was me, but not me. Like, And anyway, okay, I only have these 3 options left. Okay, let's leave.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
Oh, goodness.
She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Yeah, I tried to stab you in the back when you were in the front, so like, let's swap it up. Go ahead and, I'm sure it's fine.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here.
Oh, man.
Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her.
Yeah, I feel that way about, the narrator, and the narrator betrays my trust constantly.
Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
Gosh darn it.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Alright, let's just do it. Let's step on the stairs. So we have you first or step onto the stairs. We're going to step onto the stairs.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. You step onto the stairs
Here we go.
and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous.
He is the narrator, after all.
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because I already know that I'm right. This is for you.
Uh-huh.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea. She can't sneak in and attack if we're facing her. No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself. But the princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened.
That's what you think.
You're not even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you? Why did you just say that? I think we know why.
Yep.
You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Welp.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop.
Oh my.
The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realise that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up?
Something broke.
I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back.
Well, we have one.
We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered not being like that?
Oh, goodness.
Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
Man, everything I'd done. May no good deed go unpunished. Man, here we go. I can't get up. You broke my back. Oh man, it reminds me of those commercials from way back when. I think they were like Life Alert commercials where it's like, I've fallen and I can't get up. And I remember like my friends in like, what were we in elementary school? They used to think that was such a funny commercial. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here. We were never going to get up those stairs, were we? We could have gotten out of here if we had just trusted each other, or say nothing. Yeah, let's go with we were never going to get up those stairs, were we?
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
Wow. I like it.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said, now pick up the blade and stab her in the back. And then you'd say something like, wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us. And then you would have done it and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back.
Oh, shush you. You don't know if that's what would have happened.
There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was in front of us, she would have gotten to the blade first. Ugh, you're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up.
Oh my.
Ho ho ho! So she's got it as bad as us.
Something inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze travels up and down your battered form.
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck here? Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Fascinating.
Is that really what's going to happen now? Hello? Are you still there? What happens next?
Is the narrator dying? Are we all dying? He doesn't respond.
I think he's gone.
Something strange is twisting this place out of shape. I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
We're both dying? Oh. Wow. But you don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Of course you're scared. This is the end for you. But it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You'd better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Time to approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Let's gaze into our reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Let's proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Let us approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? What do you think of this vessel? You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind? Have you figured out what you'll want when we've finished? Do you still not care what I bring you next? How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I'm ready to go back, attack the entity, or destroy your body. Let's go with what do you think of this vessel? So let's figure out who she is this time.
This one is hope marred by bitterness and betrayal. She could see the end of the tunnel, and the door was closed on her. She will make for a righteous heart.
I like that, actually. Makes me remember things, I guess. Think of different kinds of things.
Do not mourn her. She is finally on the other side.
That's nice. This is a very human question. How can you stand to be a contradiction? But just thinking about this, you know, I think each and every one of us has these kinds of things inside of ourselves, you know. It's like how you wind up thinking one thing and then, you know, kind of being a hypocrite sometimes. And then we judge and criticize each other about doing the exact same thing when we have all kinds of things, warring emotions, two things that seem like they can't be true at the same time. They can be true at the same time. And it's hard to rectify that in life. But let's get back to this and ask, how can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
That seems really cool. Like, to get an answer like that, actually. Let's try this one. It doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse. Nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or another on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me, and I hate it. I think I hate you. I'm gonna go with the first one. If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me.
It says that your heart is gentle, that even in the darkness you are guided by compassion.
Ah, that's nice. Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shadowed. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
What exactly is our work? You know, at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. I will regret destroying you if that is what we come to.
So, both of us are trying to do something for each other, and both of us may wind up destroying each other. I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark, and you die. A righteous heart, bring the witch to her.
You're on a path in the woods.
Alrighty then, and that ends our video for today. We did a whole playthrough, in fact, of this, and I think that's pretty cool. So, thanks for joining me for another video, and I'm looking forward to playing this again next time. See you.